Now, very basic, very important thing in our fill in the blanks, both the fill in the blanks, is to have three kinds of knowledge. The firstly, you need to understand, you have a knowledge of context. What is the context? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of context? When I talk about you should have a knowledge of context, contextual knowledge should be there. What is the meaning of context, guys? Anybody? Anyone?
Like
You should,
which,
yes. Zohaib. Sorry,
like
what did
which,
you say?
like which direction or which angle the paragraph is going.
Okay. Um, all right. Anybody else? What is the meaning of context? You can also give me an example of context to have an understanding of the word.
Which the topic is focusing about.
Absolutely perfect. Very good. Srijana, anybody else? Context का क्या मतलब है? Context, what does it refer to?
Like sometimes say in this contest we have to focus on four main domain area.
Yes. Okay. Pooja, that is also correct. Okay. So mainly context refers to the surrounding words. Okay. आगे पीछे की क्या words है? The sentences or the overall meaning of the passage that help you determine the correct word to fill a blank. That is the context. Means if you look here and there might be some words that will help you with the context, that will help you in filling those blanks. That is context. I will give you an understanding how the word context can help you in understanding what is the correct answer for your blank. All right, let's take this one question. All right. The doctor explained that the new treatment could dash patients' chances of recovery. Now, there's going to be one word, okay, which is contextually perfect for this particular blank. Can anybody tell me before me giving you any options? The doctor explained that the new treatment could dash patients' chances of recovery.
Increase.
Okay, said that. Zohaib, increase. Could do dash patient chances increase? Anybody else?
Or improve.
Okay, improve chances of recovery.
Could
Okay,
improve.
improve chances of recovery.
Hmm.
Actually, Zohaib, you were absolutely correct. The answer is actually increase. But why is it increase?
Because that there must be some kind of invention or discovery of that treatment,
Uh-huh.
and maybe in
Actually,
that.
see, the improve is also correct and increase can also be used here. Both the words are absolutely correct from our context. Okay, so whoever said improve, that is also correct. Improve and increased both can be used here in this context. Okay, however, if I give you different answers, for example, let's take eliminate or reduce. The doctor explained the new treatment could eliminate patients' chances of recovery or reduce patient chances of recovery. Now, here, when we talk about these two are negative terms. It could either improve it or increase it. Now, according to the context, explain new treatment. They're talking about a new treatment that would obviously, what would it do? It would do a positive change into the chances of recovery. So we are looking for a contextually correct answer. We are looking for a positive word here. We are not looking for a negative word here. That is called your contextual knowledge. If you're able to understand, if you need a positive word in the blank or if you need a negative word in the blank, then you can find out your correct answer for that particular blank. This is called your contextual knowledge. Okay, that you need a positive word here. New treatment could improve, it could not eliminate or reduce, which are negative words. That is called contextual knowledge. Let's take another example. the scientists' findings were dashed by several independent researchers. Findings were dashed by several independent researchers. Now, are we
Supported.
looking for? Okay, very good. That means we're looking for a positive word or a negative word here, guys. Just first tell me positive or negative.
Positive.
We're looking for a positive word. And why is that? Why are we looking for a positive word here? By several researchers. The scientists' findings were dashed by several independent researchers. Means if there are several independent researchers and they're doing something with the scientists' findings, that means they're definitely relying on it. Means they're finding it like a motivation or an encouragement for themselves. So for that, we need a positive word here. Okay, these are your options. Can you please help me? Which is the correct answer?
Confirmed.
Supported. Yes. Sonia, supported was actually, it can be used here, and confirmed is also correct. Now, ignored, erased, or denied is not the correct answer. Why? Because we are looking for a positive word here. That is called your contextual knowledge. If you're able to find out if we need a positive or a negative word here, then that means that you've understood your context of that particular blank. All right, let's move on to our next one. After having our contextual knowledge, next thing that falls under, that comes under in our fill in the blanks that we need to have an understanding of is collocation. Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of this word collocation? What do we?
Bunch of birds together.
Bunch of words together. Okay. Anybody else? That is actually correct. Yes, words that goes together. Right? Two words that make a complete sense, especially in our academic English. When they are put together, they make sense together. Okay. For example, let's take one example here. From our collocation means two words that go together which have a logical sequencing. Okay. Without any options. Now, guys, even while you're practicing, try to practice without any options first. Okay. If you do that, then you will have a proper practice with your questions. The new policy has come dash effect from January 1st. Now, without any options here, can anybody tell me what is the correct answer that will come together with the word either effect or come? Okay, try to find out the words that are near the blank that goes together with the word.
Come into effect.
Very good, Zohaib. Absolutely perfect. Come into effect is the perfect collocation here. It comes into effect. We don't say it come in effect. It comes into effect is the perfect collocation. Now, there's not a proper explanation of why into is the correct answer. There's no grammatical reasoning for this one. Okay, but these two words go together, and that is what you need to have your collocation knowledge. When there is not a particular explanation on why these two words will go together, there's no proper grammatical explanation for it, that is called our collocation. Okay, so you need to practice for that. If you have a proper practice for your collocations, which gives us around 60%. Okay, your 60% of the blanks are relied on collocations, and the rest of them are relied on your context and your grammatical knowledge. If you have to keep both the fill in the blanks together. Let's look at one more question. Okay. She is deeply committed dash improving education for all children. She is deeply committed dash improving education for all children.
To improve it.
To improve. Okay, whoever said Upinder and Sonia, I think, committed to improving. Absolutely perfect. Here, somebody would also, I think, have said in improving. In is not the correct answer here. Committed should always come with to here. She is deeply committed to improving education for all children. Same goes for some other type of example as well. If you see ed here and ing here, most probably, not all the times, but 98% of the time, you'll see to is being used in the middle blank. To is a preposition, into is also a preposition. So make sure that you have a proper understanding of your collocation as well. Okay, for example, dash a wish. You make a wish or do you build a wish? What do you do with a wish?
Make a wish.
Make a wish.
You make
Make
a
a
wish.
wish.
Exactly. That is called perfect collocation. There's no perfect explanation for why do we not build a wish or why do we make a wish. But these two words, they go together. Similarly, if I say dash the gap between the rich and the poor. Can anybody tell me what word will come here in our academic English? What do we do with the gap between the rich and the poor?
Widen.
Widen the gap.
There is
Yes, we are increasing the gap.
no
I mean, widen means like
dash again.
there is gap between poor and rich, and that's is getting deeper and deeper. Some in that way.
Okay, but here, what will you try to do with the gap? We're
Fill the
definitely going
gap.
to try to.
Fill.
Okay, we'll try to reduce the gap, right? But reduce is not the word that goes with gap in our academic English. What word goes together with the gap?
Increase.
Fill the gap.
See, increase firstly is not contextually correct. Okay,
Yes.
here contextually we need a word that will reduce it, decrease it.
Can
Okay,
it
we are
mind?
trying to mind the gap. No, we don't mind the gap. Mind the gap means to stay away, to keep away from that particular thing. That's also not contextually correct.
Fill the
word
gap.
fill the gap, Pavitra, that is, the meaning is correct, but again, collocation. We're talking about collocation. The word that goes here with the gap all the time,
So divide the gap.
especially, no, especially in academic English.
Reduce the gap.
Difference the gap.
Okay, it's actually we bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Bridging the gap between the rich and the poor. This is the most used collocation in our academic English. So these are the kind of words that you will get in your exam for your fill in the blanks. Okay, when you talk about collocation, you don't get just as it is make a wish kind of collocation. You will definitely get these kind of collocation. These are the collocation that you have to practice for. Bridging the gap between the rich and the poor. Bridging means that you're reducing it. Now, bridge, if you may ask me, is a noun. But here, in this sense, bridge actually means that it is a verb. It is working as a verb here because what is it doing? It is reducing. What does a bridge do? Bridge reduces the time of traveling. Same goes for here as well. In academic English, with the gap, we use bridge the gap. Let's take one more option example here. Dash a balance between professional and personal life.
Maintain.
Key.
Maintain a balance. Okay, maintain can be used also. That is correct. Maintain a balance between
Make a balance.
make. No. Make is a little informal, Sukhveer. We need a formal word. Maintain is correct. Yes, maintain. We can use maintain. Is there any other word? For example, in this case, improve and increase both can be used here in our academic English. Okay. So is there any word apart from maintain that we can use? Dash the balance between professional and personal life. If you want, you can also Google it.
Reduce.
You have the full liberty. Reduce the balance. We don't reduce the balance. What about we do? We try to maintain the balance. Is there any other word that we can use apart from maintain?
Keep.
Keep the balance. Keep the balance does not sound. Perfect. Your collocation. Maintain a balance is absolutely correct. Any other word that goes here with this balance?
Equate.
Okay, who said that?
Medium.
Okay, Srijana, what exactly did you say?
Equate the balance between professional and personal life.
Equate the balance. Okay, equate the balance. You mean EQUATE, right?
Yes.
Equate the balance. Okay, but there's one word that is universally accepted in our academic English. Equate the balance is, it's not like well used. Okay, equate the balance. There's actually one word. Guys, if you want, you can totally Google it. Dash the balance between professional. A word that goes together with a balance. Okay, all right. Dash a balance between professional and personal life is actually that you strike a balance. You need to strike a balance between your professional and personal life. Has anybody heard of this word, striking a balance between your personal and professional life?
Yes, ma'am.
Striking, yes, striking here means finding a middle point between two opposite things or two competing things. Okay, that when you say that you need to strike a balance between your work and your personal life, means don't work too much, but also don't ignore your job either. So strike is the word which has a better sound apart from maintain. Striking a balance, that means you need to find a balance between your professional and personal life. Even if there's find given in your blank, you must choose a word which is academically correct, which is a collocation. Okay, these are some of the things that you need to keep in mind while doing your fill in the blanks. Now, first one is a context, second one is a collocation. Now, third one, which is very, you can say, the base of our fill in the blanks. The third one is our grammar rules. Now, very important. Everybody must know, must have your grammatical knowledge in order to solve some of your fill in the blanks, especially from your drag and drop question, because you will be given some sentences and some of the figures will be missing, and you need to select your options from the option given down below, and there are going to be a range of options. For example, they could be nouns, they could be verbs, they could be adverbs, they could be adjectives, they could be prepositions, conjunctions, or even articles. These are all called your parts of speech. So you just need to find out which is the missing part of your speech in that particular blank. However, in your fill in the blanks drag and drop option, your questions mainly focus on your context and your collocation, because you will be getting perfect grammar. If there are 4 words given in your fill in the blanks, 4 of them are going to end with ed. So you need to first understand what is the correct context, or maybe the correct collocation that's going along with that word. Or maybe in some cases, you can say around 40% of the cases, you can get questions which are related to your grammar knowledge. Okay, so if you have your understanding of grammar knowledge, that means you have understood at least 40% of your answers will be correct from the basis of your grammar knowledge. Let's do one question. Let's understand how grammar question works in our PTE exam, especially from our fill in the blanks point of view. What kind of questions can we get from our fill in the blanks in terms of grammar blanks? Okay. Take this question. The teacher, along with the students, dash going on a field trip tomorrow. Now, your options, you only have 2 options, is or are. Which one do you think is the correct answer here, guys? The teacher, along with the students, dash going on a field trip tomorrow.
Is good.
Is.
Okay, is why Upinder or maybe somebody else who has answered? Why is the correct answer?
Ma'am, because the teacher is singular.
Absolutely perfect. Because the teacher, the subject, who are we talking about here? Who's going on a field trip? The teacher. She is singular. That means the verb that we need should also be singular, which is. Every time, whenever, not just this kind of question, any question, you need to see the subject. If the subject is singular, that means you need a singular verb with it. This is called our one grammar rule. It is called subject verb agreement. That means subject needs to agree with the verb. If the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. Okay. Now, instead of this, let me give you a little different one. The teacher, along with the student, dash on a field trip. Okay. Dash on a field trip. Now, if you're given two options like go and goes, which one do you think is the correct one?
Goes.
Goes.
Goes on a field trip.
Goes on a field trip. Okay, why is goes on a field trip is the correct answer, not go?
Ma'am, again, teacher is singular. Ma'am, go is always in the with the plural. And ma'am, goes is
Exactly. Go here is a verb and go here is a plural verb. Whenever we talk about a verb that ends with an S, it is considered a singular verb. Okay. In our nouns, when we add an S with the word, it is considered a plural thing. But it's the other way around in our verbs. When we add an S, it becomes a singular verb. So that's why goes is the correct answer here. Also, if you see that there is a word, the subject here in any of your sentence is a singular subject, so you need to use a verb with an S. Okay, considers, contributes, invents, discovers. Okay, you don't write it without an S. Depending on the subject, that means that subject will decide how do you have to write your verb, with an S or without an S. That's one very important, or you can say very basic rule of your grammar. Let's take another one. um, mm, okay, he bought dash umbrella because it was raining. Or an?
And
He bought
And
an umbrella because of the article. Okay, I hope you all know what are articles: a, an, or the. When do we use a, when do we use an, or when do we use the? The is a definite article, a and an are indefinite articles. Means if we're talking about a very common general thing, we use a or an, and a or an are always used with singular. Okay, and the actually is used with specific things. Always please keep in mind, even when you're doing your writing questions, I get a lot of questions from students. They ask, when do we use the? The is always used when you're specifying something. For example, something which is one in nature, or maybe something when we're talking about that particular thing again. If you're mentioning that particular thing again, and if they're specific in nature, then we use the with it. Or if that specific thing is also singular in nature, then we use a or an, depending on the word that it's starting with. If it's starting with a vowel, which is a, e, I, o, u, then we use an. Or if it's starting with a consonant, means b, c, d, f, and so on till your z, that means then we use a with it. Okay, that is your basic grammar rule that you need to have an understanding for. Let's take another one. Every student must bring dash notebook. Those, their, his, or hers.
there.
There.
yes,
Every
ma'am.
student must bring their own notebook. Okay. Again, this is a pronoun. All these four are pronouns. So whatever pronouns you need to know, you have to understand what subject you're using. Accordingly, you have to use your pronouns as well. Okay. Now, these are the main things. Firstly, your context. Secondly, your collocation. And thirdly, your grammar knowledge. That comes in handy when you're doing your fill in the blanks. Now, let's do one question. These are basically focused on your these two knowledge, your contextual knowledge and your collocation knowledge. Okay, let's understand one by one. Okay. The research team will dash the results in an international conference. Srijana, can you please tell me which one do you think? Just try to guess the answer for the first one only. The research team will dash the results in an international conference next month.
Present.
Will present, okay. Sonia, do you think present is the correct answer?
I think it's discuss.
Okay, it's discussed. Yes, Sukhveer, are you saying something?
Ma'am, will share.
Will share the results in an international conference next month. Okay.
Publish the results.
I think publish.
Publish the
Oh,
result, I think.
publish.
Okay, so guys,
Publish.
usually when we use publish, when do we use the word publish? I'm going to publish my something, maybe in like a journal. Publish word means you're publishing something in a written way. You're publishing, you're writing, but here we're talking about international conference. International conference means there would be people there looking at what you're doing. So the research team will present it. Okay, you have to look at the context here. International team here. See, at a conference, researchers present their findings to whom? To an audience, to the people looking at it. So this is a conference happening next month where researchers will be presenting it. Okay, the conference is about what they will be looking at, what the research team has to present in front of them. So Srijana's answer was absolutely perfect. It was absolutely correct according to the context here. They will not publish it because if they have to publish it, they will find a journal for it. Okay. Share is a little informal word here, and discuss is also a little vague or informal, you can say, from this manner. So perfect word here is present. That's the correct answer. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Pavitra, this is for you. The new policy is expected to have a dash on local businesses. Which one do you think is the correct answer? Effect, affect, influence, or impact? Affect, effect. Okay, anybody can answer. Sukhveer, Kamaljeet, Parminder. Whoever thinks is the correct answer. Sonia.
Impact.
Impact.
Impact here.
Impact.
The new policy is expected to have a positive impact on local
Affect,
businesses.
ma'am.
Has a positive impact.
Impact.
Positive influence.
Positive influence.
No impact.
Okay. So guys, here actually impacting something. When you have a positive impact on something, now this word is kind of going, influence is also going here. They are possible, but when you already have a best option, which is the new policy is expected to have a positive effect on local businesses. You already have a perfect match here. This is going with the perfect, they will have a positive effect. This is the perfect collocation. Positive, what kind of positive do you have? Do you have a positive effect? This is the perfect collocation. When you already have effect here, that means you need to eliminate the not very appropriate options here. Positive and effect, they go together here perfectly. So the answer is correct, which is effect. Even though influence and impact, they will also come here. Okay, this can also go here, but effect is the most perfect fit here for this blank, which is going together with positive. So the new policy is expected to have a positive effect on local businesses. Okay, effect is a noun meaning that the result of something is positive. Okay, so that means here these two words are going together. This is the perfect collocation. All right, let's go on to the next one. The bridge was dash in 1890 and still is in use today.
Built.
Built, ma'am.
Built.
The bridge was built. Why not constructed? Why is it built? The bridge was built or constructed. Okay, honestly, designed and established definitely will not come here, but the bridge was constructed or built. Both can be used here. So why is it built? Let me tell you, built is actually the correct answer, but constructed is not the correct answer. So why is constructed not the correct answer in this case? Whoever said built,
Formal, ma'am, is
It shows the past event that it's
Yes,
been
ma'am.
built.
exactly. Here, most natural thing, built is very straightforward, especially for this context. Constructed is also possible, but here built is more going together because it is still in use. Okay, it was constructed, can be used here, but built is simpler and it's more standard way. However, established and designed, they don't convey the completion of the physical structure. So these two are obviously not our correct answer. So built is the correct answer. The bridge was built in 1980. And if you have ever heard that this was happened in 1890, they have already given a year. Whenever they have given an year in a standard basic English, we use the word built. It was built in the year this. We don't say it was constructed in the year this. We always say it was built in this year. This is the most used, or you can say most formal expression that we use in English. The bridge was built in 1980. Okay, so you don't have to get confused that constructed sounds more formal or it's a more complex word than built. You have to go on with the option that you think is more natural. This is a more natural fit, especially with this year. It was built in 1890. Okay, guys, I hope this is clear till here. If anybody of you have any questions, because if you are not able to understand the basic of your fill in the blanks, then you will definitely have a little trouble in solving your in your questions, especially from your fill in the blanks point of view. So please raise your hand if you're not able to understand anything. I will try to make it as simple, as clear as I can. But if you're able to understand it again, then also let me know so I can just continue from what I'm explaining. Are you able to understand what my point here is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Kabaljeet, Parminder, Shijana, Sukhveer,
Yes, ma'am.
Zohaib, Srishti, Sonia, Sanya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, the main basic point here is that we're trying to find out the more natural way of how standard our academic English works. Okay. Those are the words that we have to use to fill in our blanks. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, only these three questions. The survey was designed to judge public opinion on climate change. Now, anybody can answer? The survey was, Upinder, what did you say?
To measure.
Designed to measure. Okay, anybody else?
Analyze.
Okay, Sonia thinks analyze. Upinder, why did you choose measure in the first place? Is there any particular reason for that? Or was it a guess?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, because it's a public opinion on ma'am, which
Okay.
one is can't ma'am exactly measure, so that is the reason.
Exactly, Upinder, you're absolutely correct because they're talking about public opinion. What do we do with the public opinion? Sonia, we actually analyze if we have some data in our hands. Okay, analyze is what you do after collecting data, and here calculator is something which is quantitative. You are calculating something, so definitely not here with opinion. And determine here is a little vague answer. So the correct answer is we measure the public opinion on climate change. Measuring something means that there are surveys which are tools. Okay, you're talking about from the point of view of a survey. Survey is a tool which are used to measure public opinion. So the correct answer here is measure. This survey was designed to measure public opinion, not analyze. We analyze data that we have in our hand, but we are talking about here opinions that was actually measured through a survey. Okay, next one, the data was carefully dashed before being shared with the public.
Analyzed.
Analyzed.
The data was analyzed. Yes, data is typically analyzed to draw some conclusions. It is collected earlier, not collected. Okay, examined is okay, but it's a little less formal. Organized is means that you're talking about a preparatory term here. So correct answer here is analyzed. The data was carefully analyzed. Okay, last one. The company aims to dash its operation to meet growing demand.
Expand.
Expand, ma'am.
Okay, expand is the correct answer. Expand, extend, increase, or promote. The company aims to promote its operation, increase. We can also use increase here, guys. Why is it not increase and why is it expand, or why is it not extend or promote?
Ma'am, because it's a operation. So that's the reason
Okay.
why.
It's an operation. Okay. Okay. Okay, because we're talking about operations. So whenever we talk about an operation, so with operation, the most perfectly used collocation is expand operation, which is a standard business language. Okay. Extend here does not fit. Why extend doesn't fit? Because we are not lengthening it. Operation, we are not extending it. Extended means we are stretching it something in the uh, case of lengthening it, and increasing too is very general, and promoting, it's about marketing, not scaling something. So we are scaling it means we are expanding it. That's the correct answer. Okay. All right, let's move on to our prediction files now. I think this is a pretty enough. We have done a lot of warm up for the past 1 hour. Now let's do some questions. Okay, from our prediction files. I'm going to give you a very easy answer and you need to just write your answers here in the chat box. Okay. Okay, let's do this first one. Sharks come in a wide dash of shapes. Okay, I'm not going to give you any options for now. Just try to guess your answers before any options, and then I will give you some options for that. The numbers and habitats have dash.
Wide range of.
Wide range of perfect. First answer by Upinder, absolutely perfect. Wide range, that's a perfect collocation. Wide range of shapes and sizes. Okay, next one. Today, more than 500 species of sharks swim throughout the world's salt freshwater, each with its own unique dash and adaptation. Characteristics.
Abilities, characteristics.
Who said that? Characteristics?
Me.
Absolutely perfect. Very good. Absolutely perfect. This is the perfect answer. And I'll show you the options that we have. Range is the correct answer. Characteristics goes together with unique characteristics. Perfect collocation. Okay. But many species are dash as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. But many species are dash as endangered.
Are
Extinct?
facing
I'm sorry, guys. Sonia, what did you say?
are facing
Not
or under.
Even see,
Extinct.
even if you're a little close to that word, I will correct it. But many species are dash as endangered. Now they are
Listed?
dash. They are listed.
Extinct.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Who said listed?
Me.
Parminder, absolutely perfect. That although the correct word here is classified. Okay, the classified as endangered. These species are classified as endangered by this union. Their numbers and habitat have dashed dramatically.
Decreased.
Dropped or
Decrease
reduced.
or
Decreased. Perfect. The correct answer here is decreased. Whoever said decrease, that's a perfect answer. We definitely need a negative word here. Means they have decreased because they are classified as endangered. Endangered means that they are on the verge of extinction, of vanishing or disappearing. Right. So that means they are decreasing. Perfect. Well done. Now, guys, let's do one question with some options. Okay, this was a little easier one. Let me give you a little difficult question so you have an understanding on how you have to work your way with these fill in the blanks without even looking at some of the options. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, good balance is an dash part, most dash, leading dash,
Integral part.
most. Okay, just a minute. Is an okay. Whoever said integral is absolutely perfect. That's absolutely correct. Who said integral part? Zohaib, absolutely
Zohaib.
perfect.
Yeah.
Integral part. Perfect. Perfect collocation, integral part. Next one. Integral part of physically fit and key to living a long life, according to research. It's an important issue for everyone, no matter your age. Older adults are most dashed by poor balance. Now they are most
Affected.
what?
affect
That is also correct. Kamaljeet, affected is absolutely the correct answer. Okay, there's no other answer which is a synonym of that word, and affected is the perfect answer here. Okay. False are the leading dash.
Cause of injury.
cause
That is also correct. Okay.
causes
Let's take a little difficult one then. I think you have understood the concept here. So let's make it a little interesting. The lightest of any played a dash. In the dash, it's so dash, water or dash, hydrogen dash. Guys, these are your options. Okay.
Ma'am, modest role in the industry.
Modest role.
Modest.
The modest role in industry. Yep, correct. Modest role is the correct answer. And in the dash of glass and ceramics.
In the
Production.
production
And in the production is also correct. Production of glass and ceramics. It is so that. What is it? It is
Unknown.
Unknown.
It is so unknown. Do we use
No.
so unknown? So
no
with the
ma'am
Unstable.
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 It was unstable with so. Perfect. Yes.
No.
It is so unstable.
Yep. For its pure form, lithium floats on water or dash. That is not
Even-
actually. Okay, just a minute. There's actually, yeah. You see, guys, here, water or there's a word here, okay, which is in commas in the middle. Okay, lithium flows on water or it skitters wildly about.
What or so?
Water or so, it skitters wildly about. Okay. So kind of word is correct here. Grammatically, if we look, yes, this kind of word can be used here, but it's not contextually correct. So here,
Even it is, ma'am. Oh,
even, okay, even again, grammatically is correct, but not contextually. See,
Until it is
Until.
lithium floats on water or
Rather,
that
rather.
rather it skitters wildly about. So they're saying or means there's a possibility that it floats on water or rather it skitters wildly about, trailing a vapor cloud of hydrogen dash it dissolves.
until it
until it
dissolves.
dissolves.
Dissolve.
That's perfect. See, even if you don't understand, that's very important, because in some of the fill in the blanks you can totally expect some really difficult question. So if you have the grammar knowledge or maybe a little bit of understanding the words that go together until it dissolves, I'm quite sure that you're not able to understand what trailing a vapor cloud of hydrogen, which is a little scientific language. We don't have to have that kind of knowledge. If you are academically and your collocation, contextual, and your grammatical knowledge is there, which I can understand, a lot of you are there. You just have to understand a little bit of context with it. For example, so, even, and rather. We definitely need that kind of word here. So rather will come here, and dash it dissolves means until it dissolves. That's perfect. That's absolutely the perfect answer here. Okay, and this is actually a little hard question, not the easier question, and you can definitely expect these kind of questions in your fill in the blanks. Now let's move on to our, instead of doing these drop down question, let's do a little bit of a drop down question. Okay, drag and drop question we have been doing. Let's pick one question from our drop down menu. Okay. At the end of last ice age and dash 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 on the dash wildlife. On the wildlife. Okay. Okay. At the end of the last ice age, the melting ice disrupted the ocean's current in the North Atlantic and dash a drop in temperature of almost 5 degrees. And dash a drop, what kind of word are we looking for here? Are we looking for a noun? Are we looking for a verb? If they are looking for a
Noun.
Now,
then we're looking for a noun. Are
ma'am,
you
not.
sure?
Ma'am,
Or
ma'am, it's also noun and ma'am, the same thing.
We are actually looking for a verb, guys. At the end of the last ice age, the melting ice disrupted the ocean currents and a dash in the temperature. Disrupted the
have a
ocean
drop.
currents and
Decrease.
dash a drop in the temperature. And it
Have a
dashed,
drop in
featured,
temperature.
denied, reflected, or caused.
Caused.
caused
Caused,
a
ma'am.
drop in temperature.
Okay, is it reflected or caused?
Caused, ma'am.
Caused
Caused a drop.
It caused a temperature, drop in temperature of almost 5 degrees. Okay. Dash, the rest of the planet was warming dash. The North Atlantic region remained in the cold period for 1300 years. Now you see here there's one sentence which are connected with two sentences, comma. So you need to first read this sentence here. The North Atlantic region remained in the cold period for 1300 years. Dash, the rest of the planet was warming dash. So is it like a contradictory statement? These two are opposite statements, or these are cause and effect relationship statement? What are we talking about
Cause
here?
and effect.
Cause and effect, Shinjan, are you sure?
Contradiction.
Contradictory statement.
Contradiction.
See, they're
Although
saying that
although the rest of planet was
Was
warm.
that
warming.
means we need a contradictory. Contradictory. You can say the first word is missing. That means we need a contradictory connector here. Contrasting
Even though.
even though, as if, or now what?
Even
Even though.
Even
That is
though.
the correct answer. Okay. Next one. The same thing happened dash 8,000 years ago. No. Sorry. The
Blimey.
planet was warming dash. Okay. Is any
Warming.
word that goes together with warming?
Warming up.
Who
Warming
said
up.
warming up is correct answer without even looking at the options? Perfect. Warming up is the correct option here. Warming up. All right. The same thing happened dash 8,000 years ago. Now, what kind of
Back.
word? Yes.
Around.
8 years ago.
Okay, whoever said around, I think Pooja, Kamalji, Dupinder, around is absolutely
Back.
correct. The same thing happened around 8,000 years ago. Very good. Perfect. Around is the correct answer. Last one. When the cooling lasted for 100 years and it dash happened again today.
It could happen again.
It could or it would happen. It could happen.
It could happen. Are you sure?
It will happen. Okay.
No.
Okay. See, try
It
to
can
understand
happen
what they're
again.
saying here. The same thing happened around 8,000 years ago when the cooling lasted about 100 and dash happened again today. Even a short period of cooling in the north could have been dramatic.
It can happen.
It can happen again today.
It's about today.
Guys, are they predicting something? What are they trying to do? Or are they talking about a possibility? Okay.
And they just predicting that thing. Like they said that same this thing happened 8 years ago.
And
When
now it
the
won't
cooling
happen
was having this thing, and this thing will happen today.
Yes, that means
again
they're
today.
predicting कि हो सकता
Yes.
है.
Yeah,
जब भी हम कोई पॉसिबिलिटी बताते हैं ना कि हो सकता है ऐसा जरूर हो
can
सकता है
happen.
तब हमेशा could यूज करते हैं. नो पूजा नॉट can मतलब हो सकता है ठीक है लेकिन हम एक possibility
Good
we are showing a
possibility. Yes. Okay.
could is used with a possibility, so could is the correct answer and these are actually your options. Could happen, can happen, should happen, could have happened. हम could have happened नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि could have ये नहीं हो सकता था. We're not talking about the past. We are saying that it can also happen today. So it's definitely a possibility plus something that will happen maybe in the near future. So could happen again.
Okay.
Okay. Till here, anybody, any queries related to this or maybe any other question? Anyone? Or is it all
Ma'am,
clear?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, second blanks. What we put in the second blanks.
Acha, this one. Are you talking about this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, Sukhveer, this particular thing here, whenever you see that the first word is missing and plus the whole sentence is connected with another sentence, that means first you have to go through the second sentence and see if you need a cause and effect statement or is it like a contradictory. Cause and effect means that this thing led to this thing, or contradictory means that these two are very different things. Now here what they're talking about, the North Atlantic region remained in a cold period. They're talking about it remained in a cold period. The rest of the world was, the planet was warming. So definitely if you understand cold and warming, that means they're not talking about cause and effect. They're talking about a contradictory. Means कुछ उल्टा हुआ. जब भी हम कुछ उल्टा बोलते हैं
Yes,
कि
ma'am.
ऐसा हुआ, ऐसा नहीं होना था. That means we will use a contradictory connector with it. Okay, guys, I will send you one PDF where you can understand different type of connectors. What kind of connector? For example, if we use moreover, okay, moreover is used to show some kind of support to the previous statement, and however is used to show some kind of contradictions. Okay, these are some kind of connectors you need to understand. Conjunctions, how do they work? Okay, if you have an understanding or maybe you've understood the main element of the sentence, then it becomes very easy for you to understand what kind of connector do you need. Okay, so here even though is the correct answer. Okay, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमें एक contradictory चीज बता रहे, contradictory means opposite, different things. Okay, planet was warming up or jabki, even though means jabki every Atlantic region was in a cold period. वहाँ पे ठंड थी. So it's a contradictory thing that's happening. Okay. Alright. Contrasting to भी हमारा use हो सकता है, लेकिन यहाँ पे in context हमारा अगर हम context के साथ जाए तो even though is the correct one. Now that and as if are definitely not our correct options. Okay, that's why even though is the correct answer here. Sukhveer, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Okay, guys, let's do one more questions. We have time. थोड़ा difficult question लेते हैं. Okay, and once also you have an understanding a little, because I think you all have warmed up. Try to do some 20 questions, around 20 questions from your prediction files, so you have a better understanding of how the questions actually work in your PT. Okay. Okay, let's do this one. Here dash and the dash, the dash, leading dash. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. Okay, these are your options. Genius. Yes.
A
Open
book through, ma'am, a book year through.
wrote a book dash his
Ma'am,
late 20s.
through his
At
Through.
20.
Okay, why through is the correct answer here? Through.
Ma'am,
Through
दो
का मतलब क्या है? Through का मतलब
Ma'am,
during this period.
yes, ma'am.
मतलब अपने 20s में, पूरे 20s में उसने वो यो book लिखी in his late 20s. See, so through is the correct answer. Perfect, Upinder. Okay, through is the correct answer. Next one.
Age.
Okay, let me read it just a minute. His late 20s, culminating the age of 32. Culminating, ठीक है. Oh, culminating का मतलब क्या होता है, guys? If anybody knows what is the meaning of culminating? Actually, age is the correct answer, but what you still have to have an understanding. You can't just guess. Understand. Culminating का मतलब क्या होता है? Culminate मतलब एक आखिर में पहुंच जाना. Okay, he wrote a book through his late 20s. Culminating means reaching at the dash of 32. मतलब लास्ट में जब वो 32 पे पहुंचा, at the age of 32, definitely at the age of 32 की बात कर रहे हैं वो, with Moby Dick. मतलब 32 में उसने ये वाली बुक कंप्लीट कर दी. Culminating means that he ended. The last book he wrote was Moby Dick. Okay, so at the age, yes, Sukhveer, absolutely correct, at the age of 32.
Importance of, ma'am.
Just a minute. Okay, guys, I need actually answers from everyone, only Sukhveer and Sonia and Upinder answering and Srijana.
The structure of proceeding.
The
Importance of
Okay, in some creative forms like lyric poetry, the dash of prosody has hardened into an iron law. Okay, for anybody who's not able to understand the meaning of this one, please go on to the next one. Don't stay stuck here. If in case ऐसे वाले question आते हैं, you don't have
Ma'am,
to waste
leading authority.
authority.
A leading authority on.
Leading authority on creativity is the correct answer. That's a perfect match. Leading authority. Perfect collocation.
yes.
And this is also a natural academic expression. So this is perfect authority.
The last one is talent.
Talent, ma'am.
Where talent is discovered
Visible.
early. Yes, talent is discovered early. यहाँ पे पूरा ये meaning के साथ fit हो रहा है. ठीक है. Perfect. Okay, coming on to our this one. उन्होंने लिखी अपनी Moby Dick last में. Mozart wrote his breakthrough piano concerto, E flat major at the age of 21. In some creative forms like lyric poetry, the dash of prosody has hardened into an iron law. The dash of prosody, the junction, the inferiority, the importance of the structure of the prosody has hardened. Okay. Actually, importance is the correct answer. Upinder, how did you find out the correct answer? What does it mean? How do you understand prosody?
मैम बिकॉज मैम उसके विषय वो इम्पोर्टेंस बता रहा है तो इसीलिए मैम उसको मैंने इसी लगाया मैम द पोएट्री लिरिक्स द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ द प्रेजेंट 100 into an I don't know.
Okay, actually, prosody वैसे who doesn't know prosody का मतलब होता है at a very early age, like premature. ये थोड़ा एक medical term है. The dash of prosody has hardened into an iron law. The importance of prosody मतलब उसने इतनी जल्दी only at the age of 20, 21 और 32 इस एज में उसने लिखा ये सब, तो मतलब वो कुछ ज्यादा ही वो दिखा रहे हैं कि इतनी जल्दी एज की importance that it has hardened into an iron law. How was T.S. Eliot wrote the love song of and this particular thing 33 उसने 33 में अपनी ये वाली song लिखी. So they are showing that at such a young age they're showing how many creative things that they're doing. So they're showing the importance of prosody. Okay, prosody means of the young age. So this is importance. यहाँ पे junction, inferiority और structure हमारा contextually बिल्कुल नहीं जा रहा है. So importance of prosody means these authors, or you can say these songwriters, are doing such things. They're writing these things at such a young age. That's the only explanation that you have for this particular blank. Now, if you get these kind of blank, you don't have to stay stuck. Okay, even while you're practicing, try to just understand the detailing, the whole tone of it, and try to find your answer, even if it's a random guess for these kind of blanks. Okay, आपके जितने भी blanks होंगे अगर 1-2 marks नहीं भी आए, this will not affect your overall score. आपकी पूरी skill based पे you will get your marks in your reading. Okay, अगर 1-2 question होते हैं जहाँ पे blanks are pretty difficult and which is definitely going to be. Okay, so you don't have to stay stuck there. Don't spend a lot of time in that case. Okay, what you have to do is try to just move forward to that particular blank. If you have understood the whole detailing what they're talking about, then you will definitely get at least 1, 2, 3, 4 correct answer here. Okay, which is fine. Even if you're aiming for a complete 8 band or a 9 band, even if you do use these kind of techniques, and if you even just make mistake with 1 or 2 questions, that's perfectly fine. That will not affect your overall score. Please keep in mind, PT is our skill based task. Okay, a skill based exam जहाँ पे आपकी skills देखी जाती हैं. वो आपको ऐसे marks नहीं देंगे कि 1 marks अगर आपका चला गया तो आपके 89 marks आएंगे. No, परसेंटेज के हिसाब से आपके मार्क्स देखेंगे. अगर 1-2 गलत भी हो गया, you will still score according to your rest of the answers. उसको एनालाइज करके पूरा इवैल्यूएट करेंगे और उसके हिसाब से आपको मार्क्स देंगे.